Hello, folks. Welcome to the Sensa Edge, the podcast where we give retail traders the tools, insights you need to succeed in the market. I'm your host, Abdul Zoheb, and today we're going to be talking about politician trade. Before we jump in over there, the inauguration of President Trump was yesterday, which brought in a surprisingly little volatility. Now, I know you might be thinking it was a holiday, the market were closed. How could there be any volatility? Well, the future market would like a word. Future markets trade through many holidays, including the MLK Day, and those futures are not implying anything out of the ordinary. We'll deep dive into this volatility, different option strategies in our upcoming next podcast. But today, like I said, we are diving into the fascinating world of politician trade, specifically Nancy Pelosi's latest disclosures. There's been a disclosure on 40 million total trade activity, which was reported on Friday, January 17th. This includes both selling and buying or a partial selling. We'll be talking about this. Let's explore what's been reported, why it matters, and what you as a trader can learn from it. Before I bring up my screen, let's a little bit deep dive here. Politician trade, right? It's always been a hot topic. Why? Because they often have access to information the general public doesn't, whether through legislative discussions or corporate relationships. While not all trades raise eyebrows, the scale and timing of some of these moves certainly do. The good thing about it is, under the Stock Act, member of the Congress must disclose their trades, which gives us insight into where they are putting their money. Nancy Pelosi, often referred to as one of the savviest traders in Congress, recently filed disclosure. Again, like I said, right, 40 millions or so trades. Let's break down what's notable about this particular trades, what trends we can pick from them, and how we can learn to trade all of those things. Let me bring up my screen in a minute here. All right. I hope you're able to see my screen. Sensormarket.com. If you go there, you can trade. We have like 100 plus pre-built option strategies, chains, flow, institution, and everything. Here on the top, you see the politician trade. When you tap on that politician trade, you'll be seeing the details and the recent transaction which gets reported here. The box over here is where all the recent activities, the member name, the ticker, the transaction, which includes both purchases, sale, partial, or full, the entity invested. EFT links directly take you to the SEC website, giving you a complete report to kind of like you see this from the SEC. That's where we get the data. As soon as SEC gets filed and comes into the SEC, we are able to get those data, bring those, and build this particular dashboard for you to make it much easier and kind of like report it. Like I said, right, the transaction date could vary somewhere around like within the 45 days. That is when they need to report it back to the SEC. If you see here, these are the latest trades Nancy Pelosi did too. All this got reported on Jan 17th, right from over here, which includes Vistara, Tempus, Palo Alto, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet. There's two things which was partial sale, and the rest of them were stock options. Let's talk about this. The sales are significant here, right? Let's if we have to like double tap on this particular Apple, the sale is in the range of somewhere around 5 million to 25 million of sale partial. Again, Apple is one of the largest holding in many of the portfolios, including Berkshire Hathaway. So offloading up to like 25 million, right? If you just have to range that. And again, Nvidia up to like $5 million suggests some rebalancing or perhaps a strategic exit given its strong rally over the last year. And the buys here. We see the Google stock option purchase of somewhere around $500,000, Amazon 500,000 up to like 250 to 500,000. There are stock option on Nvidia again. Again, this was a sale or sell of a stock, but there's been a purchase of a stock option. If we actually dive here, let me just click on it, and then you'll be able to see this filing report, and you can kind of see the report here, and get into the details like Amazon, right? This was a purchase 50 call option with a strike price of $150 and expiration of January 16, somewhere in the range of $250 to $500,000. Again, when the report happens, it's always the range, no specific amount, but we know somewhere around that particular ballpark of that particular range activities. Here again, Nvidia, it's been somewhere around the range of $1 million to $5 million. Again, sold 10,000 worth of share activities. We see a Palo Alto network here. This is quite interesting, which was exercised 140 call options, purchased somewhere around, this was initially purchased somewhere around February of 12th or February 21st, 14,000, and a strike price of $100 with an expiration of 12/20/2024. Again, why Palo Alto network is making news? Again, Palo Alto, right? Just go back into our Sensa market here. Let's jump in a little bit on Palo Alto networks here. Again, Palo Alto networks engage in the provision of network security solution to enterprise services providers and the government entity. They have been one of the leaders in cybersecurity with a strong acquisition strategy. They have acquired about 7 major acquisitions since 2020, positioning themselves as a consolidator in the cybersecurity industry. They have boasted high profit margin, 33% profit margin, significantly above the industry average. And they've been like achieving 12% year over year quarterly revenue growth, highlighting a consistent business expansion. If I had to go into the stock news, I can read about all the latest details about this particular Palo Alto, what's been on the news. I can jump into who's been the top investor from the institutional, and who has been all the politicians who are trading on Palo Alto network. This number of congressmen here reported a transaction date who have been like buying, selling stocks. There's also been like stock options activities on this particular company. Let me go back here and then let's take a look into 2 more interesting things. With VST, right around here, there's been somewhere around stock option of somewhere close to in the range of 500,000 to 1 million. If I have to see Vistra Corp, which engages in provisioning of electricity and power generation. The company was founded in 1882 and headquartered in Irving, Texas. If I have to again jump into this particular stock option, I can actually see the details over here. Vistra purchased 50 call options with a strike price of $50, expiration of January 16. You can come back into the Sensa market. You can actually click on copy trade, which takes you directly into the stock option strategies, and then you can actually update the call accordingly. You can update the expiration, and then you can place an order. So Sensa market makes it easy. You can copy the trade, or you can see what could be a good probability depending on your risk appetite. You can adjust the range, adjust the expiration, adjust the strike prices accordingly. There is one more really catchy thing, which is nothing but Tempest AI. There has been a purchase somewhere around $50,000 to $100,000 worth of stock option activity. Tempest AI, let me bring Tempest AI. It's interesting. This is one of the first time there's been a focus on this particular. All right, the stock screen is loading up there. All right, there it is. Again, Tempest AI, this is a smaller, lesser known company focused on AI-driven healthcare solution. It's the first time we have seen a politician trade this particular stock. The market cap is just under $6 billion, making it stand out compared to Pelosi's usual blue chip picks. we're going to jump into what all the Nancy Pelosi's trades. If you go back to politician, you'll be able to see this. But this is surprisingly different that anybody from the congressman or women have actually traded into Tempus AI. Again, this company, founded in 2015, specializes in artificial intelligence and machine learning for healthcare. They're working on the platform areas in oncology, neuropsychiatry, and radiology. With AI being the dominant trend, that this investment feels strategic and forward-looking for Nancy Pelosi. So, something to think and consider this, right? If I actually jump into who are all the top institutional investors who have been invested, we can see Dakota Wealth Management, Avenzo founder, and few other things from the institution side. But when we look at the politicians, again, you can see by the company and see who are those politicians who bought or sold any of those particular company right here in this particular tab. Nancy Pelosi is the only one over here, which is kind of like surprising in the latest report that she actually traded, giving us some kind of like why this matter and something to kind of like consider in for it. All right. All right, let's jump back right in the politician trade. So, why should we trade? Or why should the traders care about all this disclosure? Right? Three things I'll probably point it out. Transparency breeds opportunity. Thanks to the Stock Act, we get a glimpse into where lawmakers are putting their money. This data gives us valuable signals, especially when the trade aligns with the major market trends. The second thing is the spotting emerging trend. Just like where we're looking at Tempus AI, the investment just like this on the artificial intelligence in a healthcare, a sector poised for growth. As a trader, you might want to explore stocks in a similar space, such as those AI-driven solutions in biotech and medtech. Again, learning from the pros, if you would like to call that, right? Third point, whether you agree with this politician trading or not, there is no denying they often make informed moves. Tracking their trade can give us a blueprint to follow or avoid depending on your particular strategy. Again, like if I jump into Nancy Pelosi here, all our trade volumes here, if you can see, this graphs kind of highlights what are the top traded sectors, how our portfolio has been distributed, how our current portfolio currently is, right? So still holds about 32.7% of Apple value. And then it goes on. You can see that, deep dive into that details. And then if you go back to this particular trades, you can see all the activities, right? Nancy Pelosi has to disclose to the SEC immediately as soon as we get this report in the SEC submitted, shows up, we are able to get those particular data and bring this particular dashboard for you to make all those informed decisions. Again, at Sensa Market, we make it easy to track the trades in real time so you don't miss out on any key updates. All right. Let me come back and get this. All right, to sum up, Nancy Pelosi's latest trade showcasing a mix of partial sales in major holding. Right, we've seen Apple, we see the Nvidia, the fresh press in the Tempus AI, and other big tech names. The overall activity crossed around 40 million, gives us a snapshot of our market outlook and technology. Again, as a trader, use this to complement your research. Think about the broader implication of this moves. Why might a seasoned investor like Pelosi shift our focus into the AI, healthcare, or double down on the stocks like PNW? All right. I hope that was good. That's it for today's episode on the Sensa Edge. If you want to deep dive into the politician trade, head over to sensamarket.com. You can go into any of the politician trade, look into this portfolios. You can continue to track them real time as we see those disclosures come through. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, follow us on the platform. Next time, we'll be discussing more on the option strategies for volatile markets. So stay tuned. Until then, happy trading.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.